What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is another episode of Nerf Stereotypes. In this episode, we're covering the geek or nerd or mathematician. While in reality, these three words, nerd, geek, mathematician, have very different meanings, let's just pretend that they're all the same thing. So here's that stereotype, which of course, remember, is sort of comedic profiles, not really real stereotypes anymore, whatever. Hello, world. I'm going to discuss how I approach the game of Nerf so you can become a superior Nerfer. Nerf, just like everything in life, can be mastered with logic and reasoning. People are caught up on athleticism and which blasters are best and which gear. Nonsense. It's all about the mind. If you can outthink your opponent, you can defeat them, regardless of their gear, regardless of your own gear. So, here's how. My mind is dragging a little bit. Edward Mora, he's siphoning me. One moment. Forgot my NZT. Woo! Okay, let go. First, you break down the principles of the nerfing game. What is the objective? To not get shot while simultaneously defeating your opponent by shooting them with the foam dart gun. This requires two things: for you to be able to shoot them, and for you to be able to dodge or not get shot from their blasters. Assuming you have agreed with your allies or teammates to not shoot each other, so friendly fire should not be discussed. Like I said, the blaster is of very little importance so long as you know how to use it. You should be able to load it quickly and clear out jams in the event of a jam while being shot at or trying to shoot at an opponent, because again, two principles: shoot them, do not get shot. You have to be able to do that under all circumstances. This blaster is the Elite Alpha Trooper. It's a spring-powered blaster, so I don't have to deal with batteries or anything else, so I can think completely in my head about how to shoot the other people. And I'm taking 24 credit hours right now. I just came out of Chem Lab, and I have Calc 5 in a few minutes after we get done filming this. I don't have time to deal with batteries, so springers are fine. Why else would somebody wear a lab coat? Of course, they just came out of Chem Lab. What do you think I am, some kind of nerd? Oh, about my jacket, of course, pins. Multicolor pin. Talk about efficiency. Why have 4 pins when 1 pin can do the job of 4 pins? Oh yeah. And I have 3 of them just in case, because people steal my really cool pins. Notepad to keep notes and to run calculations while nerfing. And have you ever been just idling or doing something silly when you're like, oh, I really need to be able to solve a rather advanced math question, and you can't? So of course, my TI-84. Accidental segue, I apologize. Back to the blaster. This magazine, because somebody let me use it, I like it. If there are fewer than 10 people on the nerfing field, this is the only magazine you need, because this one holds 10 rounds. So if you run the right trajectories and do the right math in your head, you can shoot everybody with a single dart. And this stock, because it looks cool. Okay, that one's not derived in logic, but it's comfortable. Blaster's pretty cool. It shoots about average, but it shoots really consistently, which is what it's all about. And of course, I use the Kush Gen 3 darts because they shoot much more accurately than the Nerf Elite darts. So the standard deviation in trajectory is smaller than the Elite dart. So when I'm running my calculations, I can have a higher probability of a strike on my enemy. Strike, hit, tag, whatever, when a dart impacts on the enemy. Some people are in favor of the Mega Blasters, but I don't really agree with that because of the aerodynamic properties of the Mega Dart. I do like the Elite or Micro style dart, like the Kush Gen 3 darts. The Mega Darts do carry higher kinetic energy through the air, but I don't believe that's as relevant for this unless you're trying to damage others. Kinetic energy, of course, is measured KE equals half mass times velocity squared. No duh. And since the Mega Dart both weighs more and has a higher initial velocity, of course, it does carry additional kinetic energy, but because of the larger profile with air resistance, it usually is going to hit your opponent, given the same range, at a slightly slower velocity. So, you know, the kinetic energy, I think it's a wash. And these are more average, so I can give my calculations to my teammates that also have the Elite blasters so they can finely tune their trajectories to strike the opponent more effectively. Math. I do like the smaller blasters, but the larger ones like this allow for more points of contact on the blaster, which gives a more predictable barrel orientation, which results in a more predictable trajectory, which of course the predictability of it is what you're going for. If you can predict where that dart is going to go, you know when to pull the trigger so you can make that dart run into your opponent. Points of contact: 1 on the grip, 1 in the forward grip, and then in the stock, 3 points of contact, and if you want to put your face on it, 4. So it's a very stable barrel, stable blaster. So after you run the equations on your opponent's trajectory, assuming they are running in a predictable pattern, you then just have to run your trajectory of your dart, hold the blaster still, and then fire to strike them. It's pretty simple in theory. And after doing non-linear or more complicated movement patterns, you can always graph their movements on a graphing calculator. Having teammates is usually pretty helpful, so you can put your blaster down, run some calculations. Give me one moment. And plot. He moved. Suppose I could estimate a little bit. It's about the right degrees. Hey-yo, headshot. Why take more than one shot if one will do it? Math. That is the principle of striking your opponent with the foam darts. You just plot trajectories, pull the trigger, boom. It's really that easy. You just have to do your math faster than the opponent, or hope that they're total dorks and they don't know how. Bunch of losers, they don't run calc in their head. Look at these guys, look at these guys. Ooh. I bet you they could throw a football really well, but that's not going to help now, is it? Boom. Nope. Back to the original principles. Number 1 is striking your opponent, while number 2, simultaneously not getting shot, because if you get shot, then you're not able to shoot back at them, assuming you're eliminated, but your rules may vary. This is broken down to a very simple surface area equation from the 2D space of their perspective. Of course, we're in 3D space, but everything can kind of be perceived on a 2D plane. Since I'm on a video screen right now, it should make a ton of sense because I'm 2D. Is my hand getting bigger or closer? 2D space to 3D space, I don't know. It looks like it's just bigger, right? Since I'm 2D trapped in this YouTube thing, you can't tell. Well, you can, but it was supposed to be a joke. If you laughed, high five me, brah. High five me. Nice, bromigo. Back to my point on the 2D geometry. Pretend there's a wall right here. Thank you, editor. The objective should be to pop out of the wall while showing the smallest amount of surface area while maintaining the ability to maneuver your blaster with good efficiency. If you're completely restricted and you can't see, like if you're blind firing or if you're just like shooting one-handed or whatever, you're lowering your effectiveness to be able to destroy your opponent. So just hiding, that's like camping, like a noob camper scrub. So the idea is to balance hiding and protecting most of yourself while being able to effectively lay foam on your opponents. So when you pop out, you show a very minimal body, and then you can pew pew all day. Very simple 2D geometry, as you can see there. If it doesn't make any sense, now I'm a much larger target for them to shoot me and pull me out of the game, leaving my opponents with one fewer gun shooting foam at them. Very simple. If you don't understand, hopefully you know how to throw a football really well. That's mean, I'm sorry. I have nothing against sports. So that's how to become a superior nerfer, using logic and reasoning, and hopefully some mental math. Too long didn't read. Shoot your opponent, don't get shot. But, you know, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But to whip out your notepad while you're nerfing, going like this. He's, this. That easy. See, the multicolor pen, you can, you know, plot your enemies in red and your friendlies in green or blue. Then, boom, color coordination. That's awesome. I'm Winston. That's how you nerf better. I'm late for calc. See you. So that is the stereotype of the geek nerd mathematician guy, sort of. If you have any recommendations for future Stereotypes episodes, leave a comment in the section below. That's this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay tactical. Or, you know, keep calm and stay tactical. Shirts available on Amazon, link in the description box. Thanks for watching.